Hey everybody, I don't post a lot of videos on this channel. It's mostly for weird hobbyist stuff. If you're familiar with Atomic Shrimp, it's a little similar to that. It's sort of a mishmash of stuff that I like. I'm really not interested in making YouTube a career, but I do like showing people cool stuff that I care about, and I'm interested in more projects that I work on as a developer. And one of the coolest things that I've been involved with recently, if you're not aware, I am a huge fan of Frostgrave, and I'm the caretaker of the Frostgrave wiki, a moderator on the Frostgrave subreddit, and I run a tabletop related Lemmy instance, federated instance, that has a Frostgrave community there as well. And one of the things that I wanted to share was this beautifully 3D printed model. This is a warrior that I intend to use for 15mm Frostgrave, and this is sculpted or 3D modeled by Forest Dragon Miniatures. He is or she or they are a 3D modeler with a huge collection of Warhammer. I'm sure you've heard of them, Warhammer fantasy related models. And I had this printed by a company out of Germany known as Excellent Miniatures. They did a fantastic job. This is originally a 3D model for a 10mm War Master, but I had them scale this up to 15mm, and it was a fantastic print. Absolutely wonderful, and very happy with the result. Just wanted to share my personal experience with both the Forest Dragon Miniatures and Excellent Miniatures 3D printing. My intention is to use these for what's kind of a homebrew 15mm version of Frostgrave. I really like the scale. It's very readable at a tabletop distance. I find them very distinguishable at this smaller scale, but it gives you a lot of table space to do terrain, and I think terrain is the fun part of Frostgrave. Really cool interactions with terrain. These are painted with Speed Paint 2.0 by Army Painter. I'm not a great painter, and I don't aspire to be. I do enjoy painting for tabletop quality exclusively, just the fun of it. It's kind of zen, coloring the lines, and I'm very satisfied with the Speed Paint 2.0. If you're a hobbyist, kind of an entry-level painter, I can definitely recommend them. If you like the Citadel contrast paints, they're very similar with, I think, a better flow, consistency and flow. But these are fantastic, and the intention is to 3D print a measuring stick that measures in 15mm increments to better measure distances. And that will probably be the next thing I show off here once I get that 3D printed. I didn't print these myself, obviously. Again, shout out to Excellent Miniatures out of Germany. They did ship to the United States. It was very reasonably priced shipping, very quick shipping and processing, and the fantastic 3D prints. Just very satisfied with how these guys came out, and the fact that they worked with me and got these printed at a slightly larger scale. They threw in a couple of extra guys as well, which I very much appreciate. I also printed a couple of the 10mm. These are the original size that Forest Dragon sculpted these, and you can just kind of compare if you're curious about what that difference is between the 10mm and the 15mm. So obviously a 50% increase, 150% increase, but like I said, that 10mm is just fantastically printed and fantastically 3D modeled. It is, I think that both of these are fantastic. If I was interested in War Master or smaller scale tabletop, I really do believe that these 10mm are great, and at 15 I think they really pop. They really show up on the board really well, and again, you just get so much room for terrain and cool things like that. Here's a regular Frostgrave soldier, again painted with the Speed Paint 2.0s. Ignore my mediocre varnishing job. I'm just a hobbyist. I'm not doing this for anything but for fun. And you can kind of compare the scale there. So you do get a significant amount of extra real estate when jumping from 28mm to 15mm. So I just wanted to shout these guys out, share with the Frostgrave community that I'm a big fan of these sculpts, and I think they work really well as replacements or proxies for skeletal warriors. Obviously, Frostgrave is not a what you see is what you get game, but I do like playing with cool minis. So if you're interested in more content like this, I will be 3D printing some more of these Forest Dragon miniatures as proxies for various classes. I do like kind of having war bands with different soldier types as kind of like discrete units, so that they kind of are consistent, maybe with different color schemes for different players, for my wife and I. And yeah, these are just some fantastic things. And if you're curious about my experience with the Speedpoint 2.0, do let me know, and I can give a full kind of in-depth hobbyist entry-level review of my experience with those, because I'm a big fan. I have the full complete collection of the Speedpoint 2.0s as well. So thanks for giving me your time, and I hope that you enjoy playing some more Frostgrave.